American who has started the investment at a very young age. Yes, it's Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is one of the most idolized, motivated, and successful investors in the world. Warren Buffett was born on the 30th August 1930 in Omaha, Nebraska. And a little bit about his family. His father, Howard, was a stockbroker with his own brokerage firm, and his mother, Lela, was a housewife. And Buffett had two sisters, and one older than him and one younger. Now, Warren Buffett currently is the chairman and the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He is also known as the Oracle of Omaha for his investment process. Warren Buffett became the wealthiest man in the USA in 1993. His net worth during that time was 8.3 billion, and Warren is still the only one among the 61 American billionaires who made his money from stocks. And he began his investment firm with a mere investment of $100 in 1956. 7 limited partners added to 1,105,000 to the fund. After 13 years, he made $25 million. In the years that followed, the amount went up to 8.3 billion. Now, I pass to Liana.
Thank you, Alif. Now, I will continue about the journey of Warren Buffett. Exposed to the brutal reality of the American Great Depression, Buffett learned to respect the value of money early in his life. In the grip of one of the worst financial crises in American history, his family lost all of their savings, as the bank where they kept their money closed just before his first birthday. Living in poverty, Buffett can see the struggle of his parents to support their family. Rather languish in the hardship, young Warren Buffett once declared that he would make his first $1 million by the age of 30s, or he would throw himself off the tallest building in Omaha. Buffett showed an incredible talent for maths and numbers since he was a kid. This then led Buffett to have a sharp business mind. So, when Warren Buffett was 11 years old, he made his first investment. He bought 3 shares of City Service preferred at $38 per share. The stock soon rose to $40 and he sold it, but he was regret of his decision because the stock then rose to $200 a share. However, he assumed that his action can be his early lesson in his investment field. For the next journey, I will pass to Sophia to continue.
Thank you, Lena. So now I will continue the journey of Warren Buffett. At the age of 13, he became a paper boy. He wake up at 4:30 every morning to deliver copies of Washington Post. Other than Washington Post, he also deliver magazine subscription and calendars. For your information, by 15, Warren had made $2,000 delivering papers, which now equal to $26,000 in today's money. At the age of 17, he partnered with a friend. They bought a used pinball machine and placed it in a local barbershop. Warren Buffett graduated from University of Nebraska in a Bachelor of Science degree. He then applied for Harvard Business School. Unfortunately, he was rejected, so he enrolled at Columbia Business School. Then, he graduated with a Master of Science degree in Economics in 1951. In 1952, Warren returned to Omaha and worked as a stockbroker while taking a public speaking course. By using what he learned, he began to teach at University of Nebraska, which was his university. In 1954, Warren accepted a job at Benjamin Graham's partnership, his mentor and university professor's firm. So, for the next part, I will pass to Katrina.
Thank you, Sophia. So now let's proceed with the second question on leadership style. Actually, it is divided into 3, which is laissez-faire, servant leadership, and transformational leadership. For the first one, laissez-faire itself means let it be or leave it alone. It means that the leaders allow the employees to solve and to complete their tasks without any strict or specific regulation or policies as long as the job is done right. There are two characteristics, which is the first one, employees are encouraged to join the discussions and give out their opinions without any barriers. They also allowed to make decisions for the sake of the company. Besides that, the employees are trained to face problems on their own. However, if they have any problems that can't be solved on their own, the leaders are there to give guidance and advices. By applying this style in his leadership, Buffett actually built a comfort surrounding for his employees so that they can boost their confidence and also they can be more motivated to do better day by day. In Berkshire Hathaway's 2010 annual report, he admitted that he allowed his subsidiaries to operate without any close supervision because he believed when his managers maintain the owner-oriented attitude, they can perform better and they can use the freedom granted magnificently. Moving to the next style, which is servant leadership. In this leadership, the leaders usually focus on serve to the people in the organization instead of getting served. In traditional leadership, the leaders usually aim on getting big awards or high profit as return. However, now, in this style, they actually prioritize the needs of the employees first, such as providing training or help, so that when the productivity of the employees increases, the performance of the business itself as a whole increases. As an example, Buffett actually has a great ability to be a best listener. For example, when they first met, which is Bill Gates and Buffett, they scheduled a 30-minute meeting. However, because of how he valued what other people share with him, he allowed the meeting to proceed until 10 hours. This proves that he is actually a really good people because he knows that what other people say might give benefit to him in the future. Besides that, he has a really high awareness. For example, he is aware of his position in the business. So what he did is that he employed the best out of the best job seekers out there. He once said, in hiring people, you must find for three qualities, which is integrity, intelligence, and energy. But the most important one is integrity because if you don't have it, the other two will kill you. It shows that he is really particular in the recruitment process because he knows with his style of managing the business, he needs employees that are motivated and those who can work on their own so that they can commit to the success of the company also. Moving to the third one, which is transformational leadership. It actually means that the leaders always encourage, inspire, and motivate the employees to be better day by day for the sake of the company. As a proof, for the first one, he actually is a great influencer. Back in 2007 and 2008, during the recession, he does not ask his employees to double their effort for the sake of the profitability of the company. However, he wanted them to commit to the business so that they can help to boost and uplift the economy of United States itself. Besides that, he also always motivates his employees. As a proof, he actually wrote only one letter each year. However, the content is the vision of the company. He kept reminding his employees to commit and to work together towards the vision of their organization. I think that's all from me. So let's pass to the next person.
Describe whether the leader is a task focus or people focus. So before I start, I will explain to you what is task focus and people focus. So task focus, leadership focuses on achieving goals. Task-focused leader delegate assignments, set clear process, and issue deadlines to ensure all team members within focus and delivers their part of the project within the designated time. Next is people focus. The people focus are people-oriented approach involves supporting and developing all their team members. So Warren Buffett approached the people focus on his leadership style. Why? Number 1, he created principles of behavior to his employees. Instead of basing his employees and rules on judgment, he instead bashes his employees based on how much he can trust them to do a good job. These principles allow the company to avoid scandals by emphasizing the importance of Berkshire reputation. When leaders put trust in employees, they have the chance to flourish. Second, freedoms in making decisions. As we know that Warren Buffett approaches a laissez-faire or free-range approaches to manage his business to the employees. So the employees have the freedom to manage what they are going to do. In other words, they are expected to solve their problems with their own words. Warren Buffett knows that people will perform best when they are given autonomy. Last but not least, focus on the staff and not on growing staff. It might be strange for a big company that did not hire a lot of staff. Why this could happen? Because Warren Buffett more focused on creating and improving his staff rather than taking and keeping adding his staff. He keeps with what he says. A great company comes from a great staff.
Hello everyone, and now we are going to move on to the reasons why we choose Warren Buffett. The first reason why we choose Warren Buffett is because he proved that age is just a number. According to the Forbes magazine, Warren Buffett is actually the oldest billionaire in the top 10 of the list. He is actually 89 years old, which is a very mature age to hold a top-tier management position in a company. At 89 years old, he's still actively involved in the business activity of his company. For example, he still holds the position of the CEO of his company, which he holds the position from 1970s until today. And now we're going to move on to the second reason why we choose Warren Buffett, which is managed to survive through multiple economic crises. Warren Buffett had a very fond relationship with economic crisis. He was born during the era of the Great Depression, and he also managed to survive through several kinds of economic crises such as the 1970s OPEC oil price shock, the Asian financial crisis in the 1990s, and also the 2008 financial crisis. His smartness in crisis management made him a well-respected leader or figure in the industry. And now, for the final and the third reason why we choose him is because he learned from his experience and his mistakes. Warren Buffett is a person who always knew the right time to sell or to buy his stocks. He did this by learning from his previous lessons, which is from his experience and the mistakes that he had done before. And this is actually the most important factor on why Warren Buffett is still surviving in the industry today. And that's it for me. To the next presenter.
So to conclude about Warren Buffett, you need a full WhatsApp page just only to write about his childhood. It means that he has a lot about his journey and throughout his career. From starting his career as a newspaper guy, he managed to get himself a stock at the age of 16. And as a self-created billionaire, he is kind of person who believes in simple living, high thinking. And he owned the world's largest fleet of private jet, but he never used those jets for personal use. And the other truth about him is that he donated 80% of his assets for charity. And for me, that just shows everything about how kind of person he is. And I think that's all from us.